Hey kids, this is Ivan. So here's a scenario. We're gonna play. We're gonna play in a basic D&D or like we're playing the Limitations of the Flame Princess game. All right, we're playing that game, or at least we're using that encumbrance system because it's a pretty easy to use one. Doesn't matter. So here's what's going on. We've got our party of intrepid adventurers, and they're following up on some bandits that have been raiding a local lord's area. He's hired them to go find these people. And so they track all this activity down to this spooky ruin or something like that. They go in, and it's dark, so they gotta light up a torch to see what's going on. And they finally find this group of people. But they're not like any other people you'd ever seen because they're some kind of Morlocks or something. They see in the dark. It's spooky. It's crazy, and so the players are now fighting for their lives in this encounter. So we've got, like, say, our typical, like, really iconic part. We've got a magic user just kind of hanging out in the background, and maybe he's blasting off a spell or two. We've got our cleric, who's kind of hanging there, and he's got to have his holy symbol ready if he wants to cast any spells. That's one of the rules in that game, but I kind of like that rule. It kind of makes him more cleric-y. So maybe he's got a mace, or maybe he's just got a shield, maybe he's got some chain armor on, whatever. He's keeping that holy symbol kind of at the ready. In the meantime, we've got our party thief, and he's carrying almost nothing because his skills, anything involving movements like sneaking, will be screwed as soon as he's got any kind of encumbrance. So he's sneaking around. Maybe he's trying to get to the back, through all those shadows to try to assassinate what's obviously the leader, and maybe kind of break their morale. Maybe it'll be like the fifth element, and they're Mangalores. They don't fight without the leader, right? We got a couple of, really iconically set up fighters. So we've got like a guy in chain and shield and a sword, and he's fighting at the front lines, and we say we've got another guy in plate mail and a big, two-handed sword. Great. Who's got the torch? How about that? Never thought of that. Magic user can't cast spells without two hands. One of the reasons you bring retainers and hirelings along. Who's going to carry all this stuff? Who's got the torch? One of the things I like about that encumbrance system, and just kind of, keeping track of what's going on, and resource management. In a game like that, it's much more. I don't want realism in a game, but I want a little bit of realism. I hate to pick on any game, so I won't name names. But there's some games that have they have the artist rendition of what these various classes will look like, and it's insane. Like, well, how do these guys move with all the crap they're carrying? It's kind of funny. But I like. What's going on in a game like Lamentations and that encumbrance system, because if you add up the encumbrance of, say, plate mail and shield, you're carrying nothing else. Your entire job is to fight. Even something like chain and shield, it's darn close. You carry a few items, and by the time you add your sword, your backpack, some stuff like food, that's what you're carrying. As a specialist or a thief, if you want to do any of the iconic sneaky type stuff, anything that involves movement, any kind of encumbrance, you start losing like a D6 pip towards those skills, with every level of encumbrance, and that's a lot. That's 16 and 2/3% of your chance just shot to heck. If you're a wizard, still you can't cast spells if you're over lightly encumbered. So if you carry 16 items, you're done. And you got spell book, and you got a few days worth of food and everything. It adds up pretty quick. So you want some extra guys along. That's why you bring these extra retainers. As well as, if your character dies, now you got a new guy. You can play the part of one of these other people, and that harkens back to me too. You remember the old cover of the first edition. I think it's Player's Handbook, where they've obviously had some big battle with some lizard people, and now they're the thieves, or whatever looks like thieves, are prying these giant gems out of the eyes of the statue. But you open the entire book up, and you've got all these other guys. They don't look all that interesting, and they're just kind of, picking, dragging all the lizard men to one side and picking stuff up. And these are the retainers. These are the guys that are carrying the torch. You need a torch guy.